Hi everyone, Petrik here. So for today's video, this is the last book haul video of the year, and I'm talking about my November book haul videos, but still, I will be talking about my December book haul that's only in January. So this is the last book haul video of the year, and I hope you will enjoy watching this. I know that I have received some complaints recently about my book haul, and if you're not a fan of that, I highly recommend you to just skip watching this video. This is for those of you who are interested in watching the books that I acquired each month, and as always, I will just talk about why these books looks good or not. So yeah, let's begin immediately. As always, I will start by talking about the books that I bought first, and I bought only 2 books and they arrived last month. This is for the Dragonsteel leatherbound edition of first Elantris. Elantris by Sanderson. This is their first ever Dragonsteel leatherbound edition, and as you can tell, as far as quality goes, although this is still pretty good, but this is a far cry from their current level of production value. Doesn't contain, I mean, it does have plenty of interior artwork, but only at the front. So inside, there are no interior artwork here. These are just text. And other than that, yeah, this is a great edition, I guess, but not up to the standard of the Dragonsteel now, like this one. This is the other one that I got, the Bands of Mourning, their newest leatherbound edition, and this is gorgeous. The Bands of Mourning is one of my favorite books by Sanderson, and this features a front and paper by Micah Epstein, the back and paper as well. And inside, there are 4 interior artwork too. And yeah, I love this edition. I think it's gorgeous. I'm still waiting for my copy of Words of Radiance. It still hasn't arrived yet. But as far as edition goes, this is one of their best so far. This is the first interior artwork. This one is done by Mary Agni, if I'm not mistaken. I will show one more here. And this is one of the most beautiful one. I think many of you might have seen this illustrations if you follow Sanderson or Dragonsteel. Hold on, let me find it for you. This is done by Cynthia Shepard, and it is for one of the most beautiful scenes in the entire Mistborn franchise. Ta-da! So beautiful. I love this piece very much. And yeah, this is the 2 books that I bought, and I'm really lucky that I got a signed and numbered edition. I did not even know that there was a malfunction going on, and somehow I just got a signed and numbered edition. And yeah, I guess I'm fortunate on this aspect. And now let's talk about the books that were gifted to me. I have one book gifted to me by an author. This is for The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wang, but this is the Canadian edition, if I'm not mistaken. But Zammar Ahmer gave me a copy of The Sword of Kaigen because he's located in the US, and he wanted to send me a review copy of his debut series. And on the plus side, he decided to send me a copy of this edition as well because he knows how much I love The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wang. But now, let's talk about the self-published fantasy books that I got, and let's talk about Zammar Ahmer's books first. And this is for Riven Earth, the first book in the Books of Astea series. And yeah, this is his debut novel. And on top of that, I also got a copy of Sundered Moon, which is the second book in the duology. So this is immediately a conclusion of his series. In 1 year, Zammar Ahmer has finished releasing his 2 books, his first series, and I really need to get around to reading this one. The receptions have been very positive for those readers who have read the series. Almost all of them agreed that this is a great duology. And I think one thing that makes me really happy about this acquisition is that on the front, there is this acknowledgement written by Zammar here for Petrik, without whom this book would never have been written. And then he sent me a letter explaining how and why it became that way. And it just made me super happy. And it's kind of like a strong reminder on why I must and why I continue to enjoy writing and creating reviews, even though this year, this year definitely has a significant drop on that aspect, but I must remind myself that what I do play a part, and it influences people mostly in a good way, I think. But yeah, that makes me happy, and yeah, I look forward to reading Books of Astea as soon as possible. And then I also got a copy of The Curse of Soulwaker by Sharon Elwood. This is the debut novel by ASMR Glow. I think if you are if you do watch ASMR, I think you will know who ASMR Glow is, and somehow she still have time to actually write her own debut novel, a Warcraft-inspired fantasy novel. And yeah, I haven't read this one yet. I just got a copy of this, and I look forward to reading this as soon as I can. I do like Warcraft and also all that, so hopefully this will be a great novel. And then finally, I got a copy of Bloodrush by Ben Galley. This is his Western fantasy novel, and I'm not usually a fan of reading Western, but you know what? I will give it a try someday. Probably not for this one though. I mean, not from this one for Ben Galley. He still has other books that I look forward to more, but I will get around to this eventually. But this one contained, I think, 4 interior artwork by Dennis Korneff, like this one. And yeah, thank you so much to Ben Galley for sending me a copy of Bloodrush. This one features a new cover art done by Rachel St. Clair. But that's it on the self-published fantasy portion. Now let's talk about the books that I got from traditional publishers. Let's start from Orbit Books first. I got 2 books from Orbit in the month of November. The first one is a debut novel, I think, coming in the year 2025. Yeah, January 2025. The Outcast Mage by Annabel Campbell. So this is, I think, it's supposed to be a coming of age and also magical school fantasy novel, I think. And magical school is one of my favorite trope and setting in fantasy, so that's already a plus for me. I don't know when I will get around to this one yet, but I look forward to reading it eventually because, as I said, magical school, that's really all I need to hear. It's one of my favorite tropes in epic fantasy. And then after that, I also got a copy of The Lotus Empire by Tasha Suri. This is the 3rd and the final book to the, I think, Burning Kingdoms. Is that the name? Yeah, the Burning Kingdoms trilogy that begins with the Jasmine Throne. And this is the concluding volume. The cover art, look at that. It is done by Micah Epstein, one of my favorite artists, really. And yeah, I think when it comes to Tasha Suri, all of her books, especially The Burning Kingdoms, have received a lot of positive receptions. I still haven't read The Burning Kingdoms yet though, so I really need to get around to this one eventually. I don't own a copy. I don't own a physical copy of the first 2 books, but I think I have the ebook somewhere in my Kindle. So yeah, looking forward to reading this one eventually. Now moving on to the next one. This is gifted to me by Door Books. This is again a debut novel coming in 2025. This is The Serpent Cold Mercy by Roanne Lau. I think that's how you pronounce the name. But from the letter and also the press letter that I got for this book, it seems like this book will focus on the gladiator setting, and also it will focus heavily on the theme of friendship rather than romance. And that sounds a positive to me. I don't know about you, but I don't need my books to always feature romance, okay? Sometimes just deep friendship, platonic friendship is enough for me, and I hope that this will be a great depiction of that. But on the back, it is written that this is The Witcher meets Squid Game in a Malaysian Chinese-inspired epic fantasy novel. So yeah, looking forward to reading this. And again, thank you so much to Door Books for sending me a copy of The Serpent Called Mercy. And then for this one, this is sent to me by Wildfire. This is for Genoveva Dimova's Witch Compendium of Monsters duology. The first book is Foul Days, and then the second book is Monstrous Nights. So yeah, these 2 books conclude the duology effectively, I think. And I don't know, I haven't read the series yet, but many people have mentioned that the Slavic or Balkan-inspired fantasy series is really good, and I have wanted to read Foul Days for quite a while now. This is the remaining debut novel of this year that I haven't read yet, in my anticipated anyway. And I don't know whether I can read this in December or not this month, but I don't know if my mood strikes and the schedule fits, I will read this. But if not, this is going to the year 2025. But I really love the cover art done by Rovina Kai. And again, I want to say thank you so much to Genoveva Dimova and the publisher for sending me a copy of this duology. And then for the last 2 books, and then we will talk about special edition. Although I guess you can kind of count this like a special edition, but I don't think so, I guess. But this is for The Will of the Many by James Islington, the new deluxe edition. So I got 2 copies of this one. One is sent to me by Saga Press, and one is sent to me directly by James Islington. So this is something truly special to me. If you have been following me on my social medias, whether it's on Twitter, TikTok, or Instagram, then you know what this means for me, because this is one of my top favorite books of all time, The Will of the Many by James Islington. And now it's getting a new edition with a new cover art done by Jamie Jones. But on top of that, well, on top of this absolutely gorgeous cover art, this edition it features me. It features me on the front cover, and that means something special to me. I've been reviewing books for 8 years now, almost 800 reviews, and those reviews, all of them are more than 1,000 words long. So I've written like almost 800,000 words long of reviews. That's a lot, okay? That's a lot of reviews, that's a lot of words. And this is the first time my name is featured on the front cover of a traditionally published book. And to think that this masterpiece will be my first, and I'm sharing it together with Daniel Green as well, it means a lot to me. And as I said, I love this cover art multiply more than the original cover art. I think the original cover art was just alright, but this one is epic and it fits the genre very much. And I look forward to reading the strength of the view in 2025. But yeah, this is, when I got this, I feel like a sense of achievement. Not gonna lie, it's beautiful, okay? And I'm going to show you this personalized message from James Arlington. Ta-da! It says, "From one man with his name on the cover to another. Thanks for the amazing quotes." So yeah, it's special to me, okay? I should at least probably show you the board, okay? The board looks like this. Ta-da! And then this is the end paper. And this one features a new prologue that was originally deleted from the book for good reasons, but it is included here now. It is great. I have read the prologue. I understand why it is removed from the book, but at the same time, reading it now, it just made me want to read the book again from the beginning, and I will certainly do that in 2025 before the strength of the view is released. And now let's move on to the next section. Let's talk about special edition books that I got. I'm going to start with the one that I got from Inkstone first, and this is for Blood of the Old Kings by Sung Il Kim, Inkstone edition. So this one features the spray edges, like this one, and then also this board. Ta-da! Beautiful board. But yeah, this cover art, it is done by Dominic Mayer. Dominic Mayer is really one of my favorite artists, and I think this cover art is absolutely gorgeous. I still haven't read this supposedly fast-paced epic fantasy novel though. If you have read it, do let me know what you think about it. But if I'm not mistaken, this edition is still available to purchase on Inkstone website. So make sure to do that if you're interested in getting yourself a copy of this edition. Now let's talk about the broken binding books that I got. The first one is Play of Shadows by Sebastian de Cassel. And as some of you might know, if you have been following my reviews on Goodreads since a long time ago, well, I have read the Great Code series and love the Great Code series, even though I had a lot of issue with the first book, The Traitor's Blade, but I think book 2 up to book 4, they were great. And yeah, this is kind of like a continuation series to the Great Code series. It takes place in the same world, and I think it will revolve around different characters and also a new storyline. So yeah, I look forward to reading this eventually, but I don't know when yet. And then for the next one that I got, this is one where I got to work as an art director, and this is for Stone of Farewell by Ted Williams, the Broken Binding Edition. Take a look at that cover art by Jeff Brown. Out of all the 4 cover art, not gonna lie, this one, the most difficult to nail down. The details and everything, it was really difficult, not gonna lie. This place is a weird place, okay? If you have read Memory, Sorrow, and Dawn Trilogy, it is a weird place. That's all I can say right now without going into full details. But yeah, I think we did a great job with this one. Jeff Brown definitely did an excellent job on the cover art. And you can see Binabik and also someone here, I'm not going to mention who, but Binabik is on top of Quantaga. And yeah, I think it's a beautiful cover art. I look forward to getting myself the copy of the 3rd book and also the 4th book. The front end paper is done by Mark Simonetti, and then this is the edges, and then this is the back end paper by Peng Lu. Let me show you this. Ta-da! Beautiful piece, right? And of course, this is the board by Rachel St. Clair. I decided to go with silver foil for this board. Ta-da! Let me just take this off so you can see it. Ding! Okay, and then for the next 3 books, this is part of a series. So I'm just going to show it to you immediately. And yeah, they're heavy, okay? This is for Sun Eater by Christopher Rocchio. So this is the reversible side. Yeah, illustrated by Peng Lu again. Peng Lu is one of the artists that I work with the most, Peng Lu and Rene. And the original cover art here, it features a cover art by Rene Eigner. And end paper by Rene again, of course. This is the front end paper. This is for Empire of Silence by Rene. And this is the board by Peng Lu. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this turns out. And on print, in physical format, it actually looks much better than I expected. This is the back and paper. Ta-da, so dark. And yeah, there are no interior artwork here, but I'm going to show it to you one more for Howling Dark. Again, reversible side of Howling Dark is the bas relief piece. And fun fact, I have begun working on the 4th and 5th book of this series, the Broken Binding edition. This is Howling Dark. So gorgeous. I love this artwork so much. This is the first piece that I worked together with Peng Lu, and let's just say that me and Christopher Rocchio, we were really mind blown by this piece. It's amazing. And come to think of it, this would actually make a great cover art as well. But anyway, yeah, this is a beautiful artwork, and this is front and paper by Roanne, and again, back and paper by Roanne. And then finally, for the last one, this is Demon in White. Ta-da! This is my favorite bas relief in the first 3 books so far. And this is front and paper of Colsis. And then this is the board by Peng Lu. And if you have read the book, you know what scene this depicts. I think it is gorgeous. And I'm really happy with PLC format. I think PLC looks good. And yeah, let me show you the back and paper as well. And this is probably my favorite back and paper of the Sun Eater so far. Ta-da! The fight against Bahude. So yeah, that's the Sun Eater Broken Binding edition. I got to work on this edition as an art director together with Christopher Rocchio. But yeah, as I said, I am determined to make sure that the 4th and the 5th book, the second set, will look even better compared to the first set. And then finally, the last special edition that I got, I don't think I need to go full details on this one because I already made a dedicated video on it. So this is Hyperion Curious King edition. There's nothing else to say. This is a masterpiece in book production, in my opinion. If you want to know my full thoughts about this edition, you can check out my video, my unboxing video. But this is the clamshell. And when you open the clamshell, let me open it for you. Ta-da! The book is inside. So yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous, okay? The tactile feel of this cover art and also all the interior artwork by Jamie Jones and then the letterpress printing. It is truly, truly stunning. Stunning is just an understatement at this point, in my opinion. Curious King always outdone themselves when it comes to book production. And as I said, this is a review copy. I cannot afford this edition. It is way above my price range, but at the same time, getting this edition, it just means a lot to me. Of course, it will mean a lot. If you get a copy of this one, as a review copy, you will feel the same. But for me, I think I just love the passion that Curious King put. I know Anthony in person, and I know that he's just passionate about making the best edition possible for his books, and it shows in his production. That's why everyone who have acquired a copy of Curious King edition always love their books, and I can agree with them. And now moving on to the final section of today's book haul video, time to talk about the manhwa that I got from Yen Press. And for the first one from Ize Press, this is of course one of my favorite manhwa series of all time. It is volume 9 and also volume 10 of Solo Leveling, and we are nearing the end of the physical volumes of Solo Leveling now. I have read everything in Solo Leveling, and I love this manhwa series so much. I think Sung Jin-woo, even though he can be considered as a Gary Stu because of how good he is at everything and how powerful he is. Seriously, this is a definition of Gary Stu, but at the same time, reading this just feels, I don't know, it feels so satisfying. And it's just so badass. The main character is just so badass. And yeah, I love Solo Leveling, and I have always wanted a physical copy of the series, and now it is possible thanks to Yen Press, and I'm up to volume 10 now. So yeah, I think the series will end at volume 13. That's my prediction anyway. And then I got a copy of Jungle Juice. This is kind of like a superhero manhwa series. I have read a few volumes, not the 4th volume, but I have read a few volumes in Jungle Juice, and as the publisher said, if you love My Hero Academia, you love that concept of each student having their own unique power, superhero power, then I think you will love reading Jungle Juice as well. The illustrations are beautiful too. And yeah, this was recommended to me by Ize Press, and I'm really glad for this recommendation because without them, I don't think I would have started reading this series. I wouldn't even know about this series at all. So really, thank you so much for sending me a copy of this one. And then this is another manhwa series as popular as Solo Leveling, probably even more popular in Korea. This is Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. And in my opinion, based on everything that I've read from Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint so far, the manhwa, okay, not the novels, I still love Solo Leveling more. I don't know whether I will end up loving this more than Solo Leveling eventually, but so far, not yet. I think it's good, but it's not something truly amazing yet, in my opinion, anyway. And then after that, I got 2 copies of The World After the Fall by Undead Gamja, Volume 7. Look at this cover, it is gorgeous. And then Volume 8. And yeah, I still need to catch up to this one. But this manhwa series, it is illustrated by the same studio, Red Eye Studio, who did Solo Leveling. And the quality of the cover art, the quality of the illustrations, let's just say that they are absolutely incredible. Truly, truly incredible. Cannot praise it highly enough. And yeah, I don't want to spoil myself, okay? So yeah, looking forward to reading Volume 7 and Volume 8 of this series as well. And I think if I'm not mistaken, this actually takes place in the same world as Omniscient Readers. So if you know about that, please let me know. And then I got 2 copies of this vampire manhwa series, Unholy Blood by Lina Lim, Volume 3 and also Volume 4. And I remember a reader recommended Unholy Blood to me, and then I decided to read this one, and yeah, I think I'm starting to understand why people really enjoyed this series. But at the same time, I have only read the first volume, so I cannot say much about this series yet. Looking forward to reading more of Unholy Blood. And then finally, I got a copy of 2 copies of Business Proposal. Okay, this one is romantic comedy. And yeah, I do read romantic comedy and slice of life sometimes. But for this one, this is only because I have watched the K-drama and I surprisingly enjoyed watching that K-drama. And I probably will read the manhwa series to the end as well eventually. It is quite funny in my opinion. And sometimes I do like to read humorous or comedic manga or manhwa series. So yeah, that's really it. That's all the books that I got in the month of November. That's a lot, okay? This year, I think as far as the number of books and quality of books that I got, it is by far the best. I think in total, almost 400 books per year. So yeah, it is the most in a single year out of every year since 2016, really. So yeah, I can only say thank you so much to all of you, publishers, authors, and also book companies that always send me books to read and review. I will always treasure them all. And again, if you, let me know what you think about the books that I got in the month of November, and let me know which books you got in the month of November. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me today. As always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support. Bye bye. Lastly, I want to say thank you so much once again to all my patrons who keep on supporting me.